What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video to my channel, The Life of AJ. It's me, AJ, obviously, and this is it. Weekly anime roundup, episode 1. This is going to be the main video on my channel every week. This is basically me just talking about what I've seen this week and just giving my thoughts, my reaction, not really reaction, but my thoughts on the episodes that I've seen. So just going straight into it. Number 1, I don't have too many to speak on today because I actually didn't end up watching Kingdom, even though it came out and I was so excited to watch it. Just slacked, gone back to work after having some time off in it, so I don't know, just didn't get around to watching it. It's a shame, but I'll pick that up from next week. But so I'm just go straight into number 1, My Hero Academia. Here we go. The main thing, this is the main thing I want to talk about this episode, because what an episode it was. If you saw the last week's video, links in the description, go and watch it, just see what I thought of the episode 1 of My Hero. And so straight in, it starts off with the end, picking up from that post-credit scene with Darby speaking to Endeavor, and then you see Endeavor lying in hospital, and then you see that a bit more of the conversation, and this is it. Like I said last week, bro, I'm telling you, Darby is Endeavor's son, bro. You see him, the first thing he says, "Oh, I didn't know you'd be here," with the emphasis on the "you" when he's speaking to Endeavor. It was literally, the subtitles were in italic and everything, yeah. And then you just see him surround them, warp them around in his blue flame. No one can come in, no one can get out while he's speaking to them. And just that blue flame just looks so sick, man. And then you see the pan where it shows Endeavor lying in hospital, because it's like him thinking back to the conversation. Then it goes back to Darby. Bro, their eyes are literally the same. I'm telling you, that's his son, bro. I'm telling you, that's his son. I've been saying this for such a long time, and when it actually happens, I'm literally 99% sure that's his son. When it happens, I'm gonna be so gassed. And then yeah, so you just see him speaking. They're just kind of talking about like just bullshit, really, like typical villain hero stuff in it, not too much more. And I was quite sad because they didn't confirm it yet, so I thought there'd be more of the conversation. I was literally just waiting for him to be like, Torson. But then yeah, then you see Darby, right? And you see like his character, and he has like the patchwork around his eye with the staples. Yeah, it really reminds me of the Joker from Gotham when he like got his face punched off, if you've seen it. And then I think there was a comic where one of the detectives like cut the Joker's face off, and that's where they based it from. And it reminds me of that with Darby. So I feel like the patches are kind of like charred skin. So I was thinking more on my like theory, whether that Darby's his son, and like what if like he was, like I said last week, he was like a late quirk developer, or something must have happened that caused Endeavor to try to kill him. And what if he like just used all of his fire and just like went ham on him, and that's like charred his skin, and then he had to like staple it back on, because that's literally looks like what his face is. And shit, man, that's kind of messed up. So then moving on, the next part of the episode, you see Hawks is a double agent. Like, so you see him talking with Darby after this and saying, bro, like, why did you go so ham with the normal? And Darby's like, bro, you said you were gonna bring some random strong guy, and you ended up bringing the #1 hero. Like, you surprised me as well. And they have this whole weird sort of thing. And obviously, when you first see it, I thought Darby, not Darby, I thought Hawks was a snake, because that's how it went. But then you see after the conversation with Darby, where he's basically trying to get more trusting from the League of Villains, that he was actually sent there from the hero agency to be a double agent, because he's like really good. He fucking nosy, basically. He's just basically a nosy guy. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool though. It adds something towards Hawk's character, which I feel like he was lacking something, because like I was saying last week, I don't really think he was that cool. He was alright, he's a cool guy, but they didn't really show too much in it. And then these are now the main hero, he's #2, so yeah, you're gonna need to see more. So then the next part of the episode, you see that Endeavor is having dinner with his family, released from hospital and everything. And yeah, you see him with Todrick, he's there, and then his brother and his sister. I didn't really like his brother too much. He was like a bit of a waste man. He stormed down, was like raging about some stuff. But this is the big thing. The brother, when he raged and walked out. He said something like, I can't forgive you for all the things you've done, what you did to Todoroki's face, what you did to our mum, and don't even let me catch you speaking about Toya. I don't know who the fuck that is. Yeah, they don't know who that is. That's Darby. I don't know. I don't care. I'm reaching at this point, but it's happening. I'm telling you, that is Darby. Yeah. And what if that's what I said? He charred his skin up and shit. That's why the brother's like upset about it. There, moving on. The brother walks out. The next part, you see like it pans to the news when they're talking about the fight that he had at the end of season 3 or 4. I can't remember what was it. Yeah, season 4. At the end of season 4, Endeavor against Nomu, and it pans to like the news of them speaking about that again and like going through because that just happened. And yeah, like you can see Endeavor's getting gassed when the kids are talking and the kids are getting gassed, and it's just showing different like civilians that are like hyped up saying, yeah, like Endeavor done this, Endeavor done that. So that's pretty sick. And then you can see now that Endeavor is slowly changing, because before he was like kind of like this grumpy guy that like he's kind of jealous of All Might and all this stuff. And he's even now putting more effort with his family too, so he actually come in to have dinner, and he like spoke with Todoroki for a bit, spoke with his sister for a bit, and then the next part after the news, he walks out and speaks to the brother that walked out and was like comforting him or trying to make effort and saying he's gonna put more effort. So Endeavor putting effort into changing. This is probably something to look forward to in this season, you know. I think he'll add something new to his character and make him a lot more likable than he is so far. So then lastly, the end bit of the episode, I'm going through it quickly because there was a lot of like parts I don't really want to talk about too much, like it doesn't really matter to me. But then yeah, it showed Deku had that dream as well, didn't he, at the end of season 5, at the end of season 4, I keep getting it mixed up, but he had that dream where he was seeing like all the previous 1 for All members. So it ended with him going back into that sort of dream world, or him speaking about or thinking about that dream more, and it showed like the All for One and his brother, and it was like him like showing like exactly what happens, but it stopped at a certain point. He didn't get to see it all. But yeah, that story was pretty sad, man. Like his brother was like weak, frail, and that was basically almost forced this power. Well, I think it was forced on him, the power of 1 for All, and he really didn't want it, and he didn't want his brother to. He didn't want All for One to then start controlling him like he was to everyone else. And you see like some, you know, there's kind of like villains that like they have like kind of like a god complex where someone's coming to them for help and they give them power, and they're like, yeah, I'll give power, but you owe me, bro. When I call you, you need to be here. Thinking like he's so high and mighty, that's so righteous, that he's like helping someone, but it's like not really, because you're helping someone for personal gain, so that's why you're a waste man, isn't it? And then you see that, but then you see while Deku's just watching this, because he's seeing like it happening, it's like all these other previous All for One members next to him. I just want to speak on one of them, the guy at the end. Like I think either there was 3 that were like blacked out, but then there was the first guy you can properly see, and that guy was in gold. That guy looks sick. I don't know who he is, I don't know anything. You're probably going to see more about him in the season, which is quite cool, but he looked fucking sick, like standing there in his gold. He had like some long golden hair, like it reminded me of, you know, like if any of you have seen One Punch Man, kind of like Flashy Flash, but like a better version of him, because he's a bit of a waste man. But I also got like kind of like Achilles vibes from him, man. He just looks so sick, bro. I want to know more about that guy. But my predictions for the next few episodes then. So I have a feeling at some point, surely, maybe at the end of the season, like All for One's definitely going to be broken out or escaping. Surely at some point in the whole show, he's going to come back. And yeah, that's all I really had to say on My Hero. It's a good episode. It's only episode 2, so not too much happening so far, but new episode tomorrow, so that'll be something to look forward to. So definitely going to be speaking about that again next week. So the second thing, the only other thing I want to speak about is something new I've been watching. I had started this before last week's video, but I didn't want to speak about it then because I just wanted to speak about stuff that was coming. But because of how much I'm actually liking it, I started watching Jujutsu Kaisen. What a show. Like, I've been wanting to watch this for a while, but I wanted to wait for it all to finish because I like watching things like in one go. But yeah, I've been spreading it out, but yeah, so I started a few weeks ago now. I'm almost at the end now. I think I'm on episode like 19 or 20. I think I'm on now, and yeah, like, just what can I say about the show? I don't really want to say too much because I know some of the people watching, some of my friends, they plan on watching it soon. So I don't really want to say too much details on this, but yeah, I'm on the episode, finally on the episode with the meme. The thank you so much, best of friendo. That part is that's so funny. So like, the reason I like the show so much is because the animation is so goddamn good. Like, I literally like this anime from episode 1. Like, straight away, I knew, I was like, as soon as I watched it, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be something sick. And so you get the crazy animations. The characters are insane. Like, literally every single character in it is sick. I don't think there's any character in that I dislike, other than the ones that do like wasteland stuff, but they're still good characters, aren't they? So like, that's just something that makes for a good show. There's only one small tiny gripe, which isn't even anything, which is that I feel like the pacing of it's a bit too fast in the stuff I usually watch. But Demon Slayer is my second favourite, and that finished within like 250 chapters, so I can't really complain about pacing. If it's done well, it's done well, and this is one that definitely is done well, because it doesn't even feel rushed. So that's a good point. Like, yeah, the pacing is a bit fast, but if it doesn't feel rushed, then it's done well. That's just something you just have to say. But what else can I say about this anime? It kind of gives me a weird, not a weird vibe, but it's like a mix between like, I get vibes from different animes. I get a bit of a Tokyo Ghoul vibe for some reason. I can't explain it, I don't know why. And then Demon Slayer vibes, because animation's crazy and it's obviously him hunting different types of spirits and stuff. And then obviously the spirit stuff is then Mob Psycho, even though that's like a retarded one. That's just a funny silly one, but it's still there, it's there to be seen. But yeah, like, the characters, again, going back to it, they're so good. And like, this is one I always talk about which ones my favorite characters are, and this is one I've always had a hard time figuring out, because at the start I really like Yuji Itadori, but then when you see Sukuna more, I was like, oh shit, okay, Sukuna is the guy. Like, and then you see Gojo fighting against the volcano guy, and I was like, bruh, okay, that's the guy. And I feel like he still is my favorite. But then you see Toto, and he's just too funny. That guy is just too much, man. So I think I'm gonna go Gojo, Itadori, and Sukuna, and then Toto. But there's not much between them three there. But I think Gojo's solid, number 1, because he also reminds me a little bit of Kakashi. Not too much, not just because he covers his face and like has grey hair. The way he acts is kind of like Kakashi, where he's like kind of like silly when he needs to be, but when he turns it on, bro, he will fuck shit up, bro. And so that's it. That's what I have to really say on Jujutsu Kaisen. I'll do more. I think I might even react to the final episode, because I've had a few friends telling me that the final episode is really good, and that's something I should do. But yeah, you'll see more. But that's what I really have to say. So these are my thoughts on My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen. So next week I'll start watching Kingdom for sure, and I'll get back on it, and I'll 100% be putting Kingdom videos out. That's all I have to say for this week. So make sure you like, subscribe, send it to your friends, comment whatever the hell you want, I don't care. That's it, that's been me.